morning, Mehryn. It's 9 a.m. on Friday.
Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Happy Friday, everybody. Nice to see you.
You know what that means. It's time for the fastest 10 minutes of Teams Room News for the week, Mehryn. And we have a lot to go through. There's been a whole bunch of things. First, I want to say I was in New York City yesterday. First time actually taking the train from the new house and everything else here personally. But it was great to see so many people, Mehryn. And I'm sure that you've had it too. You go out, people say, I watch you every Friday. Thank you for the information. Thank you for everything. But I want to say thank you because the community that we have is just incredible.
It's awesome. It's funny when you see people live in person that you talk to on a weekly basis virtually, right? Like,
I know.
I love it. It's awesome.
I know. So let's start off with, hey, there was an MVP summit this week. Mehryn, I can't tell you anything.
I know.
Mehryn, I can't tell you anything. But there was an
MVP. It's really cool,
summit.
but I can't tell you about it.
Can't tell you about it. But if you want to know why to achieve MVP, this is why you achieve MVP. So many people presented some unbelievably exciting things. I know we have a couple MVPs that watch us every single week, and it's the kind of thing, but I can't say anything.
Yeah, I heard, I think we got a couple people in the chat that were there where it's like the Super Bowl for all MVPs was this week. And there was a lot that came down. I think our CTO gave a keynote, and I think obviously we bring it up a lot. I think Copilot and AI, I'm sure were probably key themes there and pretty exciting stuff coming along. So
unbelievable and great thing. And speaking of things that were amazing, Copilot, you brought up one of my things, Copilot.
Your favorite word.
I am so excited about this. I am so unbelievably enthused about what we're going to be able to do. And there was an article this week about how Copilot was actually sort of brought into play and how OpenAI's GPT-4 was actually engineered inside of Microsoft itself. So great article, great insight into things that, okay, behind the scenes, we're going to see what actually comes out of this. But unbelievable to see and to understand exactly the right altitude for the job to be done, how they split it into like 3 pillars and things like that.
Important to understand because you're going to start to see all of these things infiltrate all of the Microsoft 365 app suite, which we've got a big announcement that came out this week, sort of teasing that. But these developments, we talk about AI and how important it is hitting things so much quicker. Like, we started this, a year ago, and we're like, wow, we need to cover every 10 minutes every week. Is so hard because there's so much stuff. John Minton says every week we have a lot to cover. Like, we really do. And now AI is making it so much harder for us because there's so many more developments coming to each app suite, which is really exciting, right?
And speaking of AI, Mehryn, there was one of your favorite, the work trend indexes was released this week as well.
So yeah, there's a new article that came out. This is a teaser to a big announcement that we had around Viva this week, but a blog just around the importance of AI and really around employee engagement. That's the first place you're going to see us build in Copilot. We'll see the next slide kind of gets into Viva and what we're doing, but using things like your review and your KPIs and having an ability to have AI sort of build into that. Just imagine how many times have you stressed about doing your review or coming up with your KPIs? Having AI sort of help within that and understand employee signals. That's really a first really applicable spot to put AI, which is really nice.
And Mehryn, you might say, what does this have to do with Teams rooms? We talk about it all the time. You can't have Teams rooms without having Teams. And everything that's coming into the M365 environment that surrounds this. This is why we always say this is so much more than a video conferencing system or a video enabling your conference room. This is about bringing Teams into your shared spaces and everything that's there. Now, also, Mehryn, we're going to have the Microsoft Viva Summit as well. That's upcoming.
Yeah, and so actually it's online. You can watch it virtually. There's a link here and we can share it up on Selling Microsoft Teams Rooms, but they have gone over in detail this whole Copilot announcement within Viva. And I want to say there were 7 keynote speakers. So all that content is free and available for your viewing. So go ahead and check it out.
Great place.
Yeah.
And speaking of Viva, Copilot is actually coming to Viva. Now, Copilot is one of these things. If you have not experienced something like this, it's unbelievable in the way that it can actually help you. You know, it can suggest draft OKRs just from a document itself. You know, how many times do people and managers go in and say, all right, well, this is what he's going to do. Let me break this out and let me do this. It's about time. It's about making you more effective. These are new tools that are coming to help you with your job. And again, this can come from even a transcript that happens inside of a conference room as well.
Amazing. It's really impactful. And we're in the process of doing all these reviews and closing out our year. So Microsoft gets to be sort of the guinea pig on this, but I think it's the first most logical place to see Copilot. And it's really putting people first, if you think about it, which is awesome. I love to see it.
Yeah, and Tom says, wait till AI presents it for you. Well, wait till it does these slides for me. Every week I spend time to do the slides. I can't wait for Copilot just to say, hey, here's the slide that we recommended and present it. And Mehryn, high five. High five, Mehryn. Now, if you're training for MS 721, Mehryn, MS 721 is the new exam. Partners out there are probably going to have some sort of requirement around MS 21, but I wanted to sort of gather all of this, and if you are not part of the Selling Teams Room group on LinkedIn, or if you're part of the YouTube community, just let us know. We'll post all of these, but each one of these lines, Mehryn, is a line that's going to help you prepare for the MS 721 that's out right now. MS 721 will be an exam that you need to take, but it's great to get caught up on everything that's there because it's not just rooms.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it is heavy on phone. And so for those of you out there that have been really concentrated on rooms, now is the time. Get ahead of it. Start training yourselves on phone. I think it's really important for our partners to understand both sides of the equation. A lot of times these workloads sort of happen in tandem together. So I certainly will be checking these out. We're currently in the process of building that exam. I think the ETA is like June, July timeframe. So yeah, keep an eye out as far as our certifications and requirements for advanced specialization. This will likely be a factor next year to consider.
Yeah, we'll post this in the LinkedIn Selling Microsoft Teams Room group. I'll share it probably on LinkedIn, Twitter, and we'll just post this link so that everybody has it. Also, Mehryn, this week, remotely configuring front row, Skype.xml. That's a document that actually administrators can use to actually set up their Microsoft Teams Room systems on Windows. It's got a couple new things in there. Thank you, Tom Arbanoff, for actually pointing that out in a chat that we can't talk about, Mehryn.
We can't talk about the chat. Yeah, that's where we get a lot of our content.
It's a front row defaults, front row video side. Go ahead and check out. It's on the Learn documents as well. Welcome, D10, Mehryn.
We got another brand in the mix. Lovely community of manufacturers. Welcome, D10. We've got the D7X55 meeting board. Super exciting. This was one that was close to getting announced at Enterprise Connect. I had the chance to see them speak in a breakout session and attend their booth. This is the first of likely several items from D10 hitting the mix, which is awesome. Love to see it.
Great to see another partner here. Mehryn, spatial audio, Mehryn. I'm on your left.
I love it. On this side.
On your right. I'm on your left. I'm on your right. Spatial audio. We talk about it in presentations that we do, but 100% spatial audio is now on the public roadmap. We can talk about it openly. We can say, hey, here's how we're going to do it. Spatial audio just helps a little bit about making meetings a little bit more natural. Also, breakout room support on Teams rooms on Windows, that's on the roadmap as well. An important thing even for like distance learning and things like that. Just a great thing when you're inside of a room to be able to break out even rooms themselves into certain breakout rooms.
And I was just going to speak to the fact that Tom Arbanoff hosted Ilya in a fireside chat this week and kind of teased to a lot of things coming to hit the roadmap very soon on development. So if you have not flagged that 365 roadmap on your favorites and you don't visit it weekly, make sure you do. This is one that you really want to stay close to. I think Jimmy does a great job of keeping me up to date, but this is one that I personally want to make sure I'm watching because there's a lot more coming. I'm excited for it. Yeah.
And Mehryn, in an event that we cannot talk about, but we started the show with, this was pointed out as something that's really, really going to be a place to sort of look for announcements. We talked about AI and development and things moving so quickly. No longer is it Microsoft has Ignite, and you've got to look for all of the announcements at Ignite. Yeah. Development is happening so fast. So many other places are going to be where things are announced. This M365 conference in Vegas is one of them. Mehryn, for our partners, Inspire is another one. If you have not signed up for Inspire, that's an important place to be.
Yeah, I think, Enterprise Connect had a lot more announcements than we expected because of all this development. I think there's going to be a lot of announcements at this Microsoft 365. By the way, this is a paid conference you can attend virtually. And then Inspire is one that's free virtually to attend, but expect a lot of announcements at all of them. There's a lot coming, which is exciting.
And our friends at Neat have a roadshow coming up, Dallas, California, and Chicago. Neat has a great new virtual receptionist on there, Neat Frame, and happy to see Neat out there doing a roadshow where customers and partners can go see everything that Neat has.
Perfect.
Mehryn, the boot camp. Let's talk about the boot camp. I'm very excited. Yep.
So we've had a lot of exciting chat on the boot camp. I think we've brought it up week after week after week, but Jimmy's going to give us a little tease as to what to expect with this boot camp.
This is going to be a technical boot camp. Don't expect that you're going to get sales on this. If you have not watched last year's boot camp material, watch last year's boot camp material. And the reason why is because we're going technical on this one. We're going to give you a high-level technical insight into everything that is Microsoft. Some people may not be at this level, but we're going to give you something that you will attain to. We're going to do things like, all right, how do I deploy 1,000 MTRs in a day, Mehryn? How do I go out and how do I make sure that my customer's conditional access is ready? All of these different things that are technical hurdles when you first do MTRs, we're going to go into, and we're going to give you tips and tricks from the experts. This is not just going to be Jimmy, Michelle, and those people that you know. These are going to be the experts that you may not have even heard from prior years. They're going to be the ones that are teaching this. So come, register, and make sure that you bring your technical acumen.
Yeah, do your homework. Attend all the virtual segments that we posted last year. You got to do that first as a prerequisite. So plan a learning day for yourself, 4 to 6 hours to get through that technical level content, and then be ready for the boot camp coming next month.
And I see even Tom has the Empowering Cloud. If you want training materials that are outside, Empowering Cloud has a whole bunch of information as well. So with that, Mehryn, it's time to start my Friday. I'm going out. We hit 13 minutes. That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's all right. We'll take it.
And high five. High five, Mehryn. High five.
Happy Friday.
Thanks, everybody.